some pretty amazing scriptures every day when you really read the word and you stick with it every day and you get in there and you discover there's so many promises and truths and laws and mysteries to be uncovered. I think the Lord really enjoys for us to discover those mysteries, and I'm going to have to explore that more in the days ahead. This is the 56th day of the year, and we are in Exodus 21 and 22 and 2 Thessalonians 1. Now, of course, Exodus is a lot about laws. There's laws about servants, about violence, about property, about animal control. It's ridiculous. There's just so much. One of the things with the servants, though, is that, as a servant, you are allowed to choose to be a servant for life. In that era, God gave instructions to free the servants after so many years, but if a servant wanted to stay with that master and wanted to continue being a servant, they would pierce their ear to the doorpost. Remember, the doorposts were significant a few chapters ago with the blood of the lamb during the Passover. So the doorpost has a very big significance with being bound to the house, piercing the ear. That means those servants were obligated not just as hourly employees, but fully invested. So don't just assume that as soon as your hours are over, you can clock out and move on as a servant of God. We have an obligation to be all in all the time. Does that mean you should let your employer take advantage of you? No, of course not. But you do need to realize as a servant of God, you need to be willing to step it up beyond what is asked to move ahead, to fulfill Christ's ambition to work through you, to witness to other people. And I love all the verses in there that talk about moral principles, ceremonial principles, and all that. You get into 2 Thessalonians 1, and again, you're going to hit the day of the Lord constantly, hearing about how God's final judgment is coming, how God will bring glory to himself and to the people who followed him. We are bound to thank God always for you, brethren, as it is fitting, because your faith grows exceedingly, and the love of every one of you abounds toward each other. Patience and faith in all the persecutions and tribulations you endured. There were a lot of persecutions, there are a lot of tribulations that the people of Christ would endure and will endure, waiting before the coming of the Lord. I'm not asking you to define what you believe as far as when Jesus is going to come back, as far as the timetable, but I want you to know that what you believe is something you should live out of. Live out of your faith, whatever your belief system is on when he's going to come back. Mid-trib, pre-trib. I believe in my heart that it's going to be, we're pre-trib. We're not destined for that wrath that he is going to pour out, that 7-year period of tribulation. Does that start and stop with a certain period that we know about? No. But I do not believe I see anything in Scripture that says this has to happen before we're taken out, before believers are caught up in the air when he calls us home. And he is going to call us home someday. The rapture is coming. Jesus is real and is awesome, and it's going to be amazing. I know this is a short one today. Tomorrow, Exodus 23 and 24 and 2 Thessalonians 2. It's just been a long day. It's been a long day. My grandfather-in-law service today, and that was amazing. And I know that he would want me to continue talking about Christ, talking about the rapture, because that's what he did his entire life. I'm almost 85 years of it, almost 86. And let's not stop. Let's not stop talking about our love for Christ and what he wants to do to change the world and people, because the world is a mess and we need him. We need him. Thank you, friends. Have a good night. Please comment, like, subscribe. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know what I can do to pray for you. And I will pray, Lord, that you will bless the people watching this, that you will fill us with a desire and a hunger for your word. Amen.